speaking. How can I help you?
Yo, I came in and I got that new iPhone.
Oh, yes.
Okay, look, I need help like ASAP. I got the new iPhone. It's fucking sick, right? So
Yeah.
I go on right away this morning. I go on YouPorn, check out some titties. While my wife,
Right.
yeah, you know how I do it. While my wife is in the shower, though, right? So I'm sitting there, right? I'm looking at some fucking dope ass titties. Like I'm talking like it was like a foursome with just like titties everywhere, all over this dude's dick. I was fucking losing my shit. You know what I'm saying? And then
Gotcha.
then my stupid phone froze. It froze. Okay, so now my iPhone just has 4 giant titties on my phone. It's stuck. My wife is in the other room right now. I'm trying to restart my phone. If she sees this shit, she will chop off my dick, bro. She will cut my shit off.
Damn.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to do? You trying to reset it?
I'm trying to reset this phone. I can't look right now. I'm literally staring at my phone. I see white tits, black tits, Spanish tits, and some Asian tits right all over my phone.
Yeah, that's a total of 8.
What'd you say?
That's a total of 8.
I know I know. It's 8 tits on my phone. Anyways, I know. She's in the other room. If she comes out and sees 8 tits on my phone, she will fucking murder me, bro. What do I do?
Damn. Yeah, I mean, if you want to reset it, I mean, all you really got to do is just hold the power button and the home button together. Hold them down for about 30 seconds. That'll completely reset the phone completely, so it'll just restart everything up.
All right, hold on. I have my phone in front of me. I'm just trying to do it. Hold on a second. But wait, if I reset it, will I lose the titties?
I mean, it's going to reset the phone and start it, not brand new yet, but it's going to basically take you back to the main screen.
Shit, what do I do?
You can always go back. You can always go back to that, And you probably will lose it, but...
No, I don't want to lose these titties. Bro, I've never seen these titties before in my life. It's 4... Look, it's white titties, it's Spanish titties, it's black titties, and fucking these Asian titties. I've never seen these titties before in my life. If I get rid of this page, I will lose it. Can I screenshot it?
I don't think you can at this point because it's already been frozen. So because it's frozen, I don't think you can take a screenshot of it no more.
Maybe I can.
What about your other phone? Use your other phone. Take a picture of it.
Oh my God, you're a fucking genius. Take a screenshot. I'll save that later.
What do I got? People in my phone. What do I got? I got people in my phone. What do I got? People in my phone. Watch out.
This is People in My Phone, a prank call podcast hosted by me. My name is Dan Levy. And my guest today is comedian and friend and writer and voiceover artist and father, Dan Mintz.
And husband.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Thanks for doing the podcast.
I'm excited. And I don't like prank phone calls, but my agent said I have to do a podcast because my album's coming out. So.
So that's why you're here.
Yeah.
What people don't know is that we both tried to do a podcast together a year ago.
We did one.
Yeah, we did one only. And then we did a podcast that was just me and you, and we were going to interview people. And you were so crazy about editing the podcast that we never finished the second one.
Well, I've done 4 podcasts, and only one of them was released.
Well, this one will be released.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But I think it's better for you not to be in charge of a podcast. It was too much stress.
Probably. Yeah.
Because you told me you don't like the way your voice sounds.
I don't like having to listen to it. Yeah.
So that made it very hard to edit the podcast.
Yeah. And I also want to edit everything.
Yeah, you want to edit everything out.
So can you edit that?
So you obviously are doing so much. You are the voice of Teen on Bob's Burger, voice of Teen on Bob's Burger, which won an Emmy this year, which is
very
huge.
Exciting.
And it was very exciting for you because you actually got an Emmy, right?
No, they did. When the show wins an Emmy, it just goes to producers, not to the actors.
But you had to go backstage, and they interview you when you win an Emmy as if you win the Emmy.
Yeah, you do the whole thing. You go on stage, and you're, I mean, this isn't the real Emmys, by the way. It's not the televised ceremony. It was the one week before for animated. But then you go backstage, and they do it. A bunch of people interview you, and they were interviewing all of us. And the last question, she handed the microphone to me and said, "What are you going to do with your Emmy?" And I had to say, "Oh, I didn't get one." And then she's like, "Okay, Bob's Burgers,
everyone." So you are Teen on Bob's Burgers. You are the head writer of The Awesomes on Hulu. You are producer on The Mulaney Show, and most importantly, you are a hilarious comedian. I would say you're like my favorite comedian. And you have an album coming out, your first album on Comedy Central Records called The Stranger. Where'd you record it?
In Denver Comedy Works. It will come out October 7th, or will have already come out October 7th, depending on when this podcast is released.
Exactly. Now, what was it like recording an album for Comedy Central?
For me, it was a challenging experience because all of my jokes are so short, and and when I decided to do an album, I realized I still need to write like a half hour of material because I've been doing stand-up for a while when it came out, and it was my first album, so I kind of do anything I came up with, but I just kept being more of a perfectionist about it. And now that I say that, you're going to listen and think, I can't believe he was a perfectionist about that. These are all terrible jokes. But anyways, it took me a lot of time to write, and then I did it.
Well, I've heard it. It's hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm excited for everyone to hear The Stranger on Comedy Central Records coming out or already came out. And why I really wanted you to be on this podcast is because you and I both love pranking people. I love to prank people. You love hearing about pranking people. I love
the idea of pranking people. I just get terrified by the idea of actually doing it.
But we've done a lot of pranks together, I feel like.
Well, you've done a lot of pranks that I kind of was there for.
Exactly. So what would you say is your favorite prank that we've done together?
Wow. Well, it's not really a prank, but the Richard Chen thing is pretty funny.
So we should explain that. There was a summer where Dan and I both lived in the NYU dorms when we were in college, and we were roommates.
Well, I was supposed to be roommates because NYU, they let you rent the dorms for the summer if you're a college student. And with my college roommate, Richard Chen, who at the last second backed out. And then right at that time, you told me you were looking for a place. So I called up and asked if they could switch. And they said, no, it just goes to the next person on the waiting list. So instead of switching, Dan just got a fake ID that said Richard Chen.
The greatest prank of all time.
And if you're just listening, you might think that he's Asian, but he's actually white Jewish.
But then what was happening was I had this fake ID. This was obviously a pre-9/11 world. And I had this fake ID. And then there was a fire drill one time.
Yeah.
And we had to exit, and I forgot my ID.
Yeah. And they asked what your social security number was, and you didn't remember. No, because
I'm not Richard Chen. Yeah. But then I said I said it's actually Richard Cohn.
Yeah, Cohen. Like they dropped the O at Ellis Island.
Yeah, exactly. So that was my move.
I guess that's not a prank at all. So
but
it involves deceit.
Yeah, exactly. But during that summer, we kept on pranking our roommate Brett.
Yeah, well, you pranked him when I was there.
No, my favorite prank. I don't know if you count this as a prank, but this was all you. Basically, we had a roommate, Brett. He might be listening. He might not. But he's probably not. But he lived with us, and it was kind of a nightmare situation because we knew each other so well, and we were just doing comedy all the time. And he was an intern at the Ananda Lewis show and was miserable all the time. So we would...
I don't know if he's miserable.
Was he not miserable?
I think he was... Well, I think he was miserable that you pranked him all the time.
Yeah, I used to always eat his food and then tell him it was
No,
Dan.
he was just like a really nice guy that we had to live with, Dan Levy.
I know. I'm realizing that my prankster is making me just seem like
you
an
try to
roommate.
rationalize them by being like, oh, he was miserable and deserved it. But
well, one day, the funniest thing that happened, which is like my favorite kind of prank, is I was sitting next to Brett in this very small dorm. And do you remember this? And I was like, Dan, let's fuck with Brett. So I sat down next to him, and you step out of the kitchen completely naked, holding milk, and you look at Brett, and you're literally fully naked. Your like balls are like by his like shoulder, and you're like, we're out of milk. And he freaked out. He jumped out of the couch, screamed, and ran to his room and slammed the door.
well, that was still more your prank. Like you pressured me into doing that. I didn't want to do that.
I know, but it was so great.
No, I mean it's good to get life experience like that.
Exactly.
I guess, but
And same with the clown costume.
yeah.
So Dan had a clown costume. Early on in his stand-up, he would wear a clown costume.
Crazy Clown.
He was a crazy clown.
No, that was the name.
He would go by Crazy Clown, and he would do really offensive one-liners in a clown costume, and it was really funny. But then you realized that you didn't need the clown costume.
I just realized other people had done that like a lot before me. I thought I was the first one that thought of doing that.
But so you brought the clown costume to New York.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of these girls who were like are on the floor that were just like annoying, like college girls who were just like loud and partying. And I remember that one night, like 1 a.m, you just knocked on the door in the clown costume. And they were so confused.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
Vaguely, maybe. Yeah. No, I'm not. It probably happened. Yeah.
Oh, it was the greatest thing ever. Imagine being like a 20-year-old college girl, like drunk on a Saturday night. I don't know, like 2 a.m. You're like having fun with your friends, wearing sweatpants, and knock on a door, and just Dan Mintz in a clown costume, just hey, they're like, get the fuck away from here. Why are you in a clown costume?
The prank I remember from that summer that you did a lot was whenever we were with a group of people that we didn't really know, you'd say, "Oh, hey Dan, don't you have to tell them something? Aren't you like required by law to tell them about your sex offender?"
Yeah, I would always
you did that
do
a
that.
lot.
I would always do that in the vans.
Yeah. What were those vans?
They were like
just
take us
NYU
from
vans?
dorm to dorm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was always that was a very fun time. Well, the show is about pranking people in my phone, interviewing people in my phone, and talking about our phone. Now, you're not someone who I feel like uses their phone as much as everyone else.
Yeah.
You're a guy who is pretty much a texter and emailer. I don't really look over a lot and see you like surfing the web or on apps or anything, right?
Well, no, I think I do that a lot. I think at work, I just don't bring my phone into the writer's room because I realized it's so distracting.
Yeah. So distracting.
But then I just end up leaving the room every 5 minutes to go to my computer.
But you're someone who
I don't have any apps.
Yeah, you use really nothing on your phone. That's what I'm trying to get to the point, which I think is very interesting because a lot of people, are constantly on their phone. And you, even with your phone, you would rather be on your computer on Reddit, right?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
You are obsessed with Reddit.
Yeah, I mean, I spend a lot of time wasting time on the internet, and most of it is on Reddit.
Yeah. No, because the internet, everyone wastes time on their phones or their computers.
Yeah.
But I find interesting that you really waste all your time specifically on one thing. Like I'll bounce around from
Yeah, well, no, but that's Reddit. Did you even know Reddit is? It is just links to a bunch of different things.
So you could be on Reddit and see everything you need.
It's basically like just like finding out what the interesting things are to look at. I think it's because I don't use Facebook. Like the things most you'll find on Facebook, I'd find on Reddit.
Do you have a Facebook page?
I have one for being a comedian. I haven't checked it for like a year. So hopefully there weren't any more important messages, but yeah.
So when you, so in your phone, is there anyone who you have that you probably don't ever talk to anymore?
I don't want to drink them.
No, but do you have anyone in your phone who you don't know who they are anymore?
I think most people, I mean, I guess I don't add people that often. Like if someone just gives me a number, I won't bother putting their actual name in until I know I'm going to call them a lot. So yeah, not really. Okay. I do, but because of that, then I get calls from numbers I didn't put their name in. I have no idea who it is, or just text from a number that say, "Hey, what's up?" And I have to have like a conversation not knowing who they are.
Oh, you'll respond?
Yeah, I'll be like, "Hey, yeah, not much. How are things with you?" And keep going back and forth until you can hopefully figure out who they are.
Do you have some conversations going on right now where you don't know who these people are and they keep on saying what's up?
No.
That would be great. We could totally talk to those people right now.
Yeah, that would be great if that was true.
Now, since you are a hilarious person.
Thank you.
A funny person. I want to do a prank call right now. Could we call your brother and say that I'm a journalist doing a story on Dan Mintz?
Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Hello?
Hi, is this Mike?
Yeah, this is Steve.
Hi, Mike. This is David Johnson. I'm calling from Comedy Now magazine.
Uh-huh.
I am doing a story on your brother Dan Mintz, the comedian.
Uh-huh.
and he gave me your info because we were kind of digging deep on this story, as we do with this magazine. Are you familiar?
Okay.
Are you familiar with our paper?
I'm not. Would you be free in like 3 hours? I'm actually in the middle of something right now.
This will literally take a minute.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so number one question is, when did you realize that your brother Dan was funny?
Am I going to be quoted on this?
No.
I honestly don't know. I think I just took it for granted that most people are like that.
Okay, question number two. Obviously, your brother has dealt with drugs in the past. He's open about this in the article. He went through a serious cocaine phase in college, and he got clean, as I'm sure you know. Was it hard to hang out with him or see him or go to his comedy shows when he was deep into cocaine?
I don't really think that's true.
Oh, no, he's very open about it.
All right, I'm just not aware of it.
Oh, okay. Question number three. Dan's first wife, Laureen, she was a booker at the Boston Comedy Club in New York City. And Dan says that she was sort of the inspiration for his first fight.
Are you sure you have the right person?
Dan Mintz, the comedian.
Your questions are confusing me. I'm sorry.
Okay, next question. Sorry. Now, when Dan lived in South Africa, did you see him much?
I wasn't aware of that. Can we talk again in a few hours? I really have to get back to work. I'm sorry.
Just one last question.
Okay.
One last question. Because to be honest, you're not giving me the best quotes. So, if you could just sum up, if you give me one quote about Dan Mintz's weekly show in Vegas at Caesar's Palace, what would that be?
No comment. I'm sorry. I didn't get back to work.
He's your brother. Hello?
Yeah, well, we can talk later. Bye.
You're definitely not calling my dad.
I'm sorry. Do you have the right Dan Mintz? That was really funny. So your brother did not say you weren't funny though, so that's great.
Yeah, I was worried about that. Especially when he said, you're not going to quote me, are you? That didn't sound like it'd be good.
It was just like, I don't think my brother is this person. Anyways, this was very fun. I'm so glad you were on the show. We didn't talk about the fact that you were over Crank Anchors, which probably would have been good lead into prank calls.
Worked on Crank. Yeah, no, I do. That was really fun to be in the room while celebrities were making prank phone calls. This is fun too.
This is a little bit less fun, but thank you, Dan Mintz.
What do I got? People in my phone. What do I got? I got people in my phone. What do I got? People in my phone. What do I got? People in my phone. What do I got?